What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV, and I want to talk about the Golden State Warriors and Clippers game from last night, Game 3, and the Warriors won that game easily, running away with it by the final score of 132 to 105. And I kind of felt like it was going to be an easy blowout victory, man. At one point, the Warriors are up by over 30 points, yet again, over the Clippers. And for the most part, that's been the case with this series. It hasn't been a particularly close series. They really should be up 3-0. Talking about the Warriors. I mean, it took a historic comeback. And literally, I mean historic. Something that had never been done before for the Clippers to come back from that deficit, which was, I think, 95-64 at one point or something like that. Or 94-63, one of the two. For them to come back and win that game, 135 to 131, I think. The closest we've seen to that in the playoffs, the prior biggest margin ever erased was a 29-point deficit by the then defending Los Angeles Lakers in the 1989 playoffs against the Seattle Supersonics, who don't even exist anymore, of course. But the difference in that one is, look, you're talking about the defending champions at the time, the Lakers, coming back against an inferior opponent. We have a team, the Clippers, coming back against a two-time defending champion, Golden State Warriors team. Kevin Durant led all scorers with 38 points. He scored 27 of those points in the first half. This was a different Kevin Durant, of course. People criticized his lack of offensive aggression in the first two games, especially the second game. But like I said, nobody would have cared if the Warriors had still won the game. I think Kevin Durant was just being passive. He wasn't trying to force anything offensively. But when push come to shove, he, as he said, wanted to remind people who he was. He was Kevin Durant. Okay. When I look at what happened in game 2, right, and the reason why I thought the Golden State Warriors would be so effective in game 3 and alert and sharp is because the media, okay, the critics, and the Los Angeles Clippers themselves awoken a sleeping giant. And I use that term, awoken a sleeping giant, because I want to make a historical comparison. Now, of course, I'm never want to equate a fucking basketball game with something that happened like this, but it just popped in my mind. I just want to make a brief analogy. I think about Pearl Harbor, and I think about how America at that time, when it came to the war, they were passive. America was isolationist, meaning they didn't want to get involved with what was going on in Europe. Of course, World War II was already going on in Europe, but America was like, well, look, that's them. We don't want to get involved. All right. America had been through the trauma of World War I. We don't want to go through that again. And what happened that morning is Japan attacked the U.S. naval base in Hawaii, Pearl Harbor. 2,500 people died. 1,000 more were wounded. And America would be silent no more. We would get involved in the war, the costliest war as far as terms of life in world history. But we were awoken, and we were a force that they had never seen before at that time. America was now truly the greatest force in the world. And I make that comparison because I think people forget just how dominant this Golden State Warriors team truly is. When Kevin Durant, Klay Thompson, Stephen Curry, Draymond Green are all firing on all cylinders, making their shots, running their offense efficiently, all right, passing, they even won the rebounding battle. Oftentimes, they're able to overcome that because of their shooting ability. But when they're doing all these things, the Warriors are simply a nearly invincible team. And I wouldn't be surprised if the Clippers do not win another game in this series. That's the thing. That's the only thing about the Warriors this year is they're so up and down. One game they look like the Warriors of old, the 2016 version of themselves, and then sometimes they look like the 2019 version of themselves where they're playing down to the level of the opponent. They're playing down to the level of the opponent, you know what I mean? So we'll see. But tell me what you guys think about this game, what you think